Sports listeners, I'm your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes. Woo! And we're talking all athletes. Welcome, world! Woo! I tell you, this has been a wet and wild week here in Santa Barbara, California. We'll start off with last Thursday here. We were on Sump Watch, okay? And I tell you, started 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank God I was woke by some being, angel, guide, something. And I just had this we just got a torrential downpour. And I looked at the back, it's a lake. So fortunately, we're set up. And every week, every hour, we were there. And oh my God, it took me 2 days to recover from that evening. Dominique, thank you.
No problem.
That was awesome.
Yep.
I don't know. Anybody else get hit hard last week with rain?
We lost our chimney. Seriously. Well, now granted, it's not a stone chimney. It is a stovepipe. It is a metal stovepipe, and it's been up there for at least 20 years. Okay. And at the base where it attaches to the concrete tube that goes into the attic and of course down to the fireplace, that's still there. But the metal, obviously the heat, the fatigue, all of that stuff. And my wife came into my studio and said, the chimney is out on the lawn.
In the living room.
No, it's not in the living room. No. It didn't fall that way. And the guide wires that were holding it, they snapped off of it too. So we had the
and it hit the car.
Great people. Didn't hit the car. And we have great people who came out and repaired it. Tubular George came out and fixed it and did a great job. So we got hit hard in that respect, but that was about it.
Don, how about you? Did you survive?
Yes, it's the drainage ducts are all roaring like the Colorado River. It's pretty exciting on morning dog walk.
Yeah. Don't you just love Californians, right? Because our weather's perfect, a nice, modest 74 year round. And then all of a sudden, we get these, when something does happen, fire, it's just huge flames. It'll knock out a city, right?
Yeah. And the musical group of America, the musical group America is wrong. It does rain in Southern California.
Yeah. But when it does, it does. Alex, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Erica. How are you?
Good. So you don't have any, nothing? You just live life. Just worked out after day. Just pump some iron. You're good.
Yeah, the rain doesn't stop me from training. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But Mission Creek was flowing big time. Mission Creek, right along where I live by Oak Park. That San Marcos area.
You're surfing down there, huh?
And you could, get on a kayak and cruise down.
Well, we've got somebody I want to bring in who just popped in here. I'm so excited. It was our foreign exchange student, and then she's been on the show as a co-host for many, many years. As a matter of fact, the show that she was on back in 2016, January, is our biggest show ever, over 115,000 views. Laura Arcadia from Florida. How you doing? All grown up.
I'm back.
There you go. Woo! All right. So you're in Florida right now, Laura?
I'm in Florida right now, but I'm usually in Tennessee.
Nice. Okay, so quick question. You're from Bologna, Italy, and we've got Dr. May here. She's in Rome right now. I wanted you to connect. Dr. May is a doctor of psychology, okay? You never know when you need a shrink, Laura. She gives 15 minutes free. Or I think because you're both co-hosts on Teen Sports Radio, I think you could bump her up to like 30 minutes. What do you say, Dr. May?
Absolutely. I give 30 minutes free anyway.
I could probably use the full hour, not gonna lie.
So Laura, tell your journey really fast. It's fascinating. I love it. Teen Sports Radio and how we nurtured you all these years.
Yeah, so I came to the U.S. as an exchange student in high school, and Erica took me in. I had a different host family at first, but then switched over to Erica. And haven't gotten rid of her ever since.
That's right.
No,
that's right.
It's lived with them a year, but I mean, at this point, it's been 6 years since I lived with you, 7 years since I lived with you, and here we are.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly. I love it. You know, one of the best moments ever with you, Laura, outside of that great radio show when you brought in all your foreign exchange students. John loved it when you were here because you brought in all the foreign exchange students. You know, when he was a freshman in college, he thought he had a harem. But one of the best moments is when your parents surprised you, okay, and then brought in like a pizza and you're sitting there. Oh my God, what a magical moment that I shared with you and your family. That was so precious. You and your brother came. And then your brother wanted to come out here. And who got him housing? Hello?
You did. You
Thank
did.
you. Not just any housing, Westmont housing with the coach.
Yep.
Okay, with the basketball coach. Thank you. It was really nice. No, your family is amazing. I love your parents. And I'm so proud of you, Laura. Seriously. And thank you so much. I mean, we all need role models. And when the kids are coming up right now, how many languages do you speak?
The usual 5.
Okay, so you want to say how wonderful Teen Sports Radio is before we go to break in 5 different languages?
That might be a little too long, but I'll say hi to everybody in 5
Okay,
languages.
go for it.
Ok, ciao a tutti, sono Laura, un po' che non ci sentiamo, però vi saluto tutti. Hallo alle, ich hoffe, dass es euch alle schon gut geht. Wir hören uns schon lange nicht, aber ich hoffe, dass es allen gut geht. Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous êtes très très bien. And shoot, I'm forgetting which language. Oh, English, obviously. Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing great.
Hey, you got it. Go ahead.
Oh, Spanish.
Yeah.
Hola, espero que están bien y nos vemos pronto.
Nice.
I don't know, we'll see each other soon.
Wave to your buddy here. You know, he's changed his name to Sky, but that's really his name. But this is his new name. This is his future doctor name. Okay. So if you say, hey, Richard, he's not going to respond. He doesn't respond anymore. So it's Sky, and he's married, and he's having a kid. Did you know that?
No, I did not know the last part. I had the other 2 covered.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Our Teen Sports Radio family is growing. Yay, Sky.
Yeah, Sky's giving us our first child.
Yeah, I mean, between 7 children, you had to adopt them to get the grandkid.
Right. I told him, if you want to have those Amazon packages end, have a child. No, say? Because you get nothing after that. Everything goes to the kid. All right, hold on to your seats, everybody. We've got a international doctor, psychiatrist, Dr. Yani. He's going to be with us right after these messages.
Well, now together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Now, people, because together we will stand, every boy, every girl, and a man.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
This is Teen Sports Radio, and I'm Dominiqie Hackett with Santa Barbara Wellness Center, and we're talking to our host, Erica Salda, and our guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Janne Vuonovirta, and I'm a psychiatrist.
From Finland?
Yes.
That's so beautiful. We're going global.
So let's go back a little bit. Your mom met him, Yanni, was it the airport or in Egypt?
In Egypt.
In Egypt.
On a tour.
Nice.
In Luxor?
Yeah.
Ah, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And how did you get to talking about that you were headed to the Santa Barbara area?
We actually met at the airport in Luxor, and so we had already met during a conference in Luxor, and then I started to discuss with her that I'm actually planning to go to California and going to Los Angeles, but then she told me that no, don't go to Los Angeles.
Come to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, so I said, why not? Let's go to Santa Barbara instead. Because I had been in Los Angeles before, and I wanted to come to Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Sweet.
So, as a psychiatrist in Finland, we were talking about how psychiatry requires a MD. So you're actually have an MD education.
Yeah. In Finland, you practice. Well, you study 6 years to become an MD, and then another 6 years to specialize in psychiatry.
Wow. 12 years.
12 years of schooling. That's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's huge. So in looking at, because I understand you're quite a global traveler, in looking at what's happening with mental health on the planet, do you see similar problems for people in Finland as in the United States?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It's all the same, right?
Yeah, the mind is the same, and our societies are not that different from one another. Yeah.
And so with like what the world experienced from COVID, where we all got separated and we're seeing a lot of anxiety in teens and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're seeing something similar?
Yeah, and it's started even before COVID. So COVID was just a peak, but the number of anxiety among young people has been growing steadily.
What do you attribute to that, doctor?
Do you have any ideas?
I think there are many factors. Well, it's a big question.
Yeah.
Well, let's Teen Sports Radio. Let's boil it down to athletes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what in your practice right now? What are the top 3 things that you're faced with when you're dealing with an athlete?
Well, to be honest, usually athletes are doing very well.
Okay.
They have good family backgrounds. If there any problem, it's usually not that bad. So, but of course, it's not the same for everyone, and sometimes there can be some difficulties. For example, many people are suffering from anxiety, depression, and also among athletes, depending what sports you are doing, then you have eating disorders.
Yeah, that's very common in the United States. It's interesting. We focus on teen sports because we've found that for most kids growing up, and especially teenagers, getting involved in teen sports seems to help with socializing and learning independence and dependence on a team.
Yeah, good.
So what are the favorite sports in Finland?
Oh, in Finland in general, well, ice hockey is the most popular.
Ice hockey, I love it.
Yep. Soccer.
Soccer.
And skiing maybe.
And skiing, I love it. So the skiing is downhill skiing or cross-country skiing?
Cross-country skiing.
So how many months do you have snow in like the northern part of Finland?
Yeah, so it depends where you live. So in Helsinki, it's possible not to have snow at all during the winter. But if you go to northern Finland, the first snow can come in September and go off
till August. I'm just kidding.
Till May.
Oh, May, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
May.
but it's not usually that long. Usually something between November to March.
So do you work in a hospital, or you have your own separate practice?
Oh, it's an outpatient clinic.
Okay.
I heard you saying something about how you work with a team of people. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, so I'm not working alone. I'm working with a team that has 2 doctors, 5 psychiatric nurses, 3 psychologists, 1 physiotherapist, well, only part-time, and then 1 functional therapist.
So this team would work for 1 patient?
No.
I was going to say.
So
God.
Yeah. So one team can have, let's say, about 200 patients.
Got it.
And 1 patient has usually he has a nurse that he's seeing on a regular basis. Then a doctor who sees the patient usually like once every 3 months time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do something similar.
Yeah.
It seems to be that you'll be working with a psychologist or a counselor, and then you'll see the psychiatrist once every 3 months.
Yeah.
The amount of time that you get to spend with a patient, do you get to spend like an hour or so, or is it smaller than that?
So usually it's 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It's not that much because those issues are very complicated quite often. So sometimes I try to extend it a bit.
And I got the sense from you that you wish you had more resources, that there were more people who needed help than were getting it.
Yeah, that's the issue. Not only in Finland, but everywhere.
Everywhere in the world, yeah.
How old in Finland do you start medicating a child? Just, this is a loaded question, but I get really, my children are now 32 and 29, but when they were going to school, I saw the wave of medicated kids early on in elementary school, and I just couldn't believe it.
Okay, so there can be a big difference here between Finland and US. So in Finland, we don't usually medicate kids unless they have a severe case of ADHD, and not before they go to school. And even though they have ADHD, we try to find other ways to help them than drugs. In many cases, drugs are important, but it's not the only solution.
Right. So you're here in Santa Barbara. You're going to be going to Ojai for a seminar. And what's the seminar going to be about?
How to study theosophy.
Theosophy and mentoring youth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So some of what we talk about for Teen Sports Radio, we talk about life hacks for teens, like some really cool thing that you wish every teen knew.
I have one.
Nice.
Good.
This is very important.
Okay,
this is very important. Sleep enough.
Sleep enough.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
So when you say that, what is today? How much sleep should you get?
It depends. Usually adults need like 7 to 8 hours, but teens, it should be more, like 9 hours, maybe even 10.
Wow, that just doesn't happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My kids never had 10 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Because I know they were we're just starting beginnings. Again, my kids are 29 and 32. And today's kids, and we've mentored so many kids, Dominique and I, with foreign exchange students, and there's no way they're getting 10 hours because they're on their computer. Yeah. They're gaming. They're doing all kinds of things.
Yeah, 8 hours is a little bit optimistic, but if you can do 7 or 8, it's fine.
Nice. So do you have any books that you've published?
Not yet.
That's awesome.
You've been busy.
Exactly. So how long have you been out of school?
Out of school?
Yeah. Like, when did you become a psychiatrist?
6 years ago.
Oh, okay, good. All right, so let's do this, just because we're a global audience. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, how would they do that?
You could tell them in Finnish how they could get help if they need help for mental health.
And in Finnish and in English, because you never know.
Okay, so you want a Finnish translation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Jos haluatte Suomessa apua mielenterveysongelmiin, niin ihan omaan terveyskeskukseen kannattaa olla yhteydessä, josta neuvotaan sitten eteenpäin. Ja Suomessa on hyvä palvelu nimeltä mielenterveystalo.fi, ja jossa kerrotaan enemmän mielenterveyden häiriöstä ja kuinka niihin voisi suhtautua.
Okay, now in English, an email address would just be fine.
Okay.
You probably have to spell it.
Okay, so my email address is janne.vuononvirta@gmail.com.
Okay. Gonna have to put that in the chat.
Beautiful. So in English, how do kids get a hold of do they have like a county number or a city number that they call when they need help?
They can always contact the health center.
Nice.
Yeah, and they will like direct the family to the counselor or to GP or a psychiatric nurse, depending on the needs of the kids.
So remember this out there, folks. When your kids want to sleep, let them sleep.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back with more right after these messages.
All you cowboys, get your ride on. Now ride on. All you cowboys, get your ride on. Come on and work it for me and let your body move. We are here together and we're in the groove. We gon' party tonight. We gon' dance around. Where all my steppers at that know how to get down.
Come on, step it to your right. Now step it to your left. Now right out in, left out in.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Sky, and I am a student at Life Chiropractic College West, and I thought that it would be fun to talk with everybody today about sleep. I've been working on a lot of people lately, and everyone seems to have sleep issues. And there is a chiropractic connection, which is interesting, and that actually is your neck. So believe it or not, the nerves that come down through your brain, from your brain into your skull and down into your spine, they go through your neck. Those are related to how effectively you sleep. So a lot of people find a lot of comfort when they roll up a towel or like a t-shirt or something and put it under their neck to kind of restore that secondary curve. And when you lie back on it, it actually opens up those vertebrae and stops compressing those nerves, and you can sleep better and actually even stop snoring. And they actually make neck pillows that are specific for restoring that curve. I'm not entirely sure, whether you can set the angle because you don't want to overstretch it. But that's something you can look into. But the biggest problem in talking to all of these people with sleep seems to be more related to the timing of their day and then also related to lighting. So our bodies operate on a circadian rhythm. So every single stage of the day that we're doing something, we're programming our body that we're going to do it that way the next day. And the next day, and so on and so forth. So when we throw off that order of all those different chemicals that are getting produced in our body at specific times, it throws off the rhythm for the whole rest of the day. So what I find is that most people, first thing when they get up in the morning is they drink coffee. So right when you wake up in the morning is when your cortisol levels escalate. So your adrenals are producing that cortisol to give you that, wake up, I'm ready to go. And then you put coffee on top of that, and all of a sudden it's go, 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 and then you crash. And then you're fatigued, probably somewhat toward the end of the day, late afternoon. And then you'll get like a second wind in the evening, and then you'll go to bed and either won't be able to fall asleep or you'll end up waking up around 3 a.m. And it's all because of that cup of coffee first thing in the morning. Now, if you wait 2 hours before you drink that cup of coffee, it changes everything. You can also kind of do a little bit of a biohack and lower that cortisol first thing in the morning if you want to drink your coffee a little earlier, and you can take magnesium, a blend of several different ones. Ideally, you want magnesium glycinate, which will cross the blood-brain barrier. Orotate doesn't really do much. A lot of magnesiums have orotate in it, but it's not particularly absorbable. But getting a good complex, but one that definitely has that glycinate in it, is going to keep you kind of calm and relaxed in the morning. So when you drink that coffee, it's not driving your cortisol through the roof. And then the last thing is lighting. And I'm sure you've all heard about, the lighting on your phone or TVs or computers. And how that's blue light. So blue light stimulates your body to produce more cortisol. So if you're looking at that blue light, those screens late in the evening, your cortisol is going through the roof, and you've told your body, hey, wake up, it's time to go, it's morning. And then you try to fall asleep after that, and you wind up with a problem.
That's, something, the whole coffee hack that you gave me I noticed it within days. So I don't have coffee anymore. I actually quit coffee. I know, don't fall over. I've been drinking coffee since I was 13. But it didn't take me that long. But I really has had problems sleeping for a long, long time. And all I've done now is I drink that green superfood drink. in the morning. That's how I start my day, or lemon and water, something like that. So if I wanted a cup of tea or something like that, I don't really have that until 11, 12. It really, I swear. And then I set my alarm 2 times, one for 11:11. Peace to the world. Yeah, we do that. 11:11. Thank you, God. Let's figure it out. That's what I say to myself. But at 8 o'clock, boom, that's it. I mean, if I want to listen to a tape or something like that, fine. But all electronics, everything gets dark. I'll light candles, I'll do whatever. And man, it takes just like a lot of self-discipline to do that. But if you do that because you want to change, I was over it. I was over staying up all night. I hate it. And I know you can fix it. I don't know. Em, you have problems sleeping or no? And then Alex.
Yes, Erica, I've had huge problems recently sleeping, and everything, Sky, that you're saying is so helpful. I've been experimenting with the magnesium. I think creating rituals, through not just at night, but throughout the day is really feels to me helpful. Like deep breathing is really helpful. I like taking baths with the Epsom salt, which has magnesium in it. And so, but I think what it does is it creates anxiety and stress when you're not sleeping, right? And so you start to get overwhelmed with things that if you were just able, like throughout your day, and everybody, I mean, so many people are so busy, they're just running, and the cortisol is just shooting out of, up into the sky. And so it's like, well, how do we create balance, and how do we breathe and just stay connected all day long? And then, of course, what do we eat? What are the chemicals that we're putting in our body? What supplements, what to mix? I mean, I really appreciate everything you're saying, Sky. So thank you so much for that.
Our kids, you have to be aware. I know. I mean, I'm going to own it. I'll put myself in there as a candidate for Rotten Mother Award because my kids never slept a lot. I mean, because we didn't have time to sleep. It was tough. I was a single mom. I was coaching multiple teams.
Yeah.
Okay. It was crazy. It was like, and I did everything very structured, put them in Catholic school, bam, 6 o'clock up, everything was timed. Okay. But sleep was, and I was in the beginning of the whole gaming thing. And now they're telling me now that, when I never went to bed at 8 o'clock, I didn't go to bed at 1 or 2 o'clock. I was like, I should have just ripped out the electronics out of the room. You know what I mean? That's what I should have done. That's the mistake that I made. So parents, you don't really know what your kids are doing on the phone and everything. And when I had the exchange student, especially my Chinese exchange student, I made them put all laptops, gear, everything on the kitchen table. Oh my God, you thought I'd extract a tooth. It was a battle. Okay. It was a battle, fighting, yelling, fingers pointing, but I know they were gaming all night, so finally I wired the house, swearing my kids, Efren Reynoso, electrician. He wired the house. So at midnight, I had this button in my hand. I'd go 3, 2, 1, and I'd kill the electricity. Okay. That's it. And I swear, you can ask Dominique, didn't I do that?
Yep. It worked really well. Their grades improved. And actually, I saw a survey, 60% of our students are acknowledging that they spend too much time on their screens.
Yep. And the greatest thing is at the same time, remember Nico's closet light went on at midnight. I hardwired it, and then he'd freak, and I'd say it was my mother. Come on, that's mean. Okay, but you have to have a little irony, a little fun. Okay, because it's my job. If I'm going to be a mom, Laura, I'm kind of a mom, right? I don't care. You don't have to be my DNA kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to mommy you. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. And
Whether
on the point
like
that,
not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's a nice trait that you have, that you like take on people, like kids, especially like that. Not a lot of people are like that. But on Dominique's point about, kids being aware that they spend too much time on electronics and all that, it's really no different than being a smoker. I mean, my generation, the younger generation, the older generation, even, they all know that we're too much on our phones and laptops and all that. But it's an addiction. It's plain and simple that.
Yeah. So what we want to do, we have these little hacks that we might want to implement, do the green drink, do the water, have the coffee a little later. Don't forget to set the alarm for 11:11, just because you want to give peace to the world. I'm just saying, that's not really mandatory, but that would kind of help. Okay. And then later on, shut it down early. Anything else? Sky? What else?
Well, it's so situation specific, because some people's sleeping problems are that they keep waking up. Sometimes it's that they have, when they wake up in the morning, they have brain fog and they just want to keep falling back to sleep. Sometimes it's that they have a hard time falling asleep in arteries, so it brings your blood flow down to your feet, and that's if you have cold hands and feet. If you have cold extremities, falling asleep is going to be really hard. But that L-taurine will help that process, and it'll make you fall asleep pretty quickly. You can take sort of relaxing things. Sometimes I'll put like 5 to 10 drops of lavender in a little capsule and take that. God, I mean, there are so many things, but honestly, if you fix the lighting, like lighting is so big with circadian rhythm. I've changed all the bulbs in my house to full spectrum lighting for during the day. When we go into after hours and it's dark, I either put on my blue blocking glasses or I actually have, my Amazon device change all my light bulbs to red because I have those like cool Wi-Fi color ones. That red helps to stimulate the melatonin in the brain. You can change just the light bulbs in your bathroom. If you have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and you turn on that bright light, all of a sudden cortisol goes through the roof. Your body says, hey, it's morning. But if you have those red lights in the bathroom, right, it'll keep that melatonin going. And then you go back to bed. It's easy to fall asleep. If you wake up in the morning, you can go right outside and get that blue light, right? And that'll wake you up, right? That'll help to get everything back under control.
Woo! Sky Ellsworth, I can't wait till you become a doctor. No, because then I get free chiropractic care. Okay, let's get to Dr. May in Rome right after these messages.
Song that take me back and I let go with so much freedom. I'm gonna get it, 'cause it's my freedom. When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back and I let go with so much freedom.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hello, this is Dr. Natalie May from Rome, and I am going to tell you about the pillars of happiness. Last week, we talked about psychology and physiology, that they are very important for our overall happiness. And this week, I want to introduce to you two following pillars of happiness, which is the family and the lifestyle. So family is the core of our life. And some people might think of a family as a liability, but it's actually an asset. It's the people who are going to support you in your darkest period of time. And so you should make really good friends with them and take your time to really make close connections with the members of your family. So it's important to realize that even though you might have your differences, these are the people who, they're the closest to you. And so it's important to to get to know them better and to dedicate their time to building relationship with them. Just as you would build relationship with your colleagues or your classmates, you need to do the same with the members of your family. So if you do that, then your life can be much easier and much more successful because you will always have a best friends around you. So this was about the family, and the next one is the lifestyle. So the lifestyle, it's not just how you spend your day and how it comes, but you need to also dedicate your time to plan healthy life habits during your day. So we talked today about the problems with sleeping, and so I would like to advise to you yoga. It's a very popular physical exercise now, but it's also has a big influence on the person's well-being and the balance and the mental balance, psychological balance. So I, for example, do yoga every morning. As soon as I wake up, and as we talked, that it's not good to have a coffee right there in the morning, but what I do is I wake up and do yoga, and only after that I have a coffee. That's why it lasts after 2 hours. So if you incorporate healthy habits in your day, then your lifestyle can be a powerful instrument for you to get well in life.
Sweet. Woo! Yoga is good. Do you incorporate yoga in your practice, Don or Alex? We got a minute.
Yes, a certain type of Brazilian yoga has been really good for joints.
Alex?
Not necessarily. I tend to do more foam rolling, stretching, mobility. I try to meditate on my own separately, but I don't really go to a yoga class per se. I try to do that with my wife on occasion on Sundays, and we'll do that. But I have my own morning ritual where I walk my dogs every day and get them out first thing in the morning, have my water. I wait a couple hours before I have my coffee too.
Em?
I love yoga. I've been doing it for years. I also love the beach walks. I think it's really important to get in touch with what your inner voice is saying in terms of movement. And so, but I really appreciate you talking about a practice of that, because sometimes you don't want to get up and you don't want to, you might have not slept well, but if you get yourself on the mat and you start moving and you get, there's the ritual again in the routine. So
nice. Sky, is Sonia doing yoga for the baby? Baby yoga.
She's not. I mean, she's doing the chiropractic form of that, but I think yoga is incredible when people remember to incorporate the breath. And I think a lot of people, look at it as like a stretching thing, but it's really, I think it's mostly about connecting the breath in with these different areas of your body, because that breath is just dissipating. It'll completely get rid of the tension if you can learn how to move breath through your body. So I think yoga is a phenomenal practice for that.
Great. We have had a powerful show, and we're not done yet because Dr. D and I are going to do a round out of what happened this last week in SB 360 right after these messages.
Let's ride.
Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Here we go. SB 360. I love this part of the show, Dr. D. Let's start off with who? Let's start off with what? Okay, Athletes of the Week. What we got?
Athletes of the Week. Dos Pueblos Wrestling's Francisco Miguel Espinosa and Santa Barbara's basketball's Daisia Mendoza basically put together impressive performances last week to earn Athlete of the Week honors. Now Espinosa and Mendoza have been honored at the Monday Santa Barbara Athletic Roundtable Press Luncheon at the Harry's Plaza Cafe, and the Chargers impressed at the Channel League Wrestling Championship on Saturday, and they were led by Espinosa, and he finished in first place with a score, I should say, in the weight class of 108, and secured third victory. 3 victories, all on pins, and earned a team-high 26 points. As a result, he qualifies for the CIF SS playoffs. Meanwhile, Mendoza wrapped up her season with a record-breaking performance for the Dons, and in a commanding and dominating 72-33 win over Rio Mesa, Mendoza, she dropped 37 points and knocked down a program record 9 3-pointers, and she's also collected 11 rebounds. Congratulations to them both. What a great turnout as far as the two of them and the work that they're doing. What have you got for us?
Westmont Warriors could use her, that's for sure. And I love my Westmont Warriors. had a bye this week, but let's go over on the high school side. We had 3 girls basketball teams are going to be skipping ahead to the playoff tournament in CIF in D3 AA and D5 AA. First up is Dos Pueblos Lady Chargers. They're going to be facing Walnut High. They're on the road, and that's going to take place Thursday at 7 p.m. Good luck, Chargers. Next up, Bishop Diego Lady Cardinals had a great season. They were 19-6 this year. They have secured a playoff berth in CIF in the D3 AA. They're going to be playing also Thursday night at Burbank's Providence High. Looking forward to that. Also, Carp, congratulations, Lady Warriors. They're in the D5 AA. They're going to be hitting the road and competing, rounding out the playoff package here in Santa Barbara with all of the schools. They're going to be representing the D5 AA, like I said. After finishing up 12-8, they will face the number 1 seed, San Gabriel Academy, this Thursday, 7 p.m. Doesn't much matter when you're in the playoffs. Anybody can get hot. So that's it. Good attitude going in there. And hope the coaches all are bringing a bunch of blender cards, because that always worked with me. What else is up, Dr. D?
Well, we're going back to the CIF boys soccer pairings. San Marcos earns an at-large bid in Division I to headline local teams. Now, the playoff season is here, as you've already stated, and it's here for the boys soccer as well, and 4 local teams will have a chance at a CIF SS title in 2024. San Marcos was awarded an at-large bid. Let's see, after an 8-5-4 season, and will compete, I should say, in the Division I playoff tournament. Now, as a result, the Royals will hit the road and take on the Mission League champion Harvard Westlake. They're 15-4-1 on Wednesday. And then we've got Santa Barbara High School. They're fresh off a bounce-back 8-3 season and a third-place finish in the Channel League, and are away from home. They're on the road to begin play in the Division III bracket. So, and the Dons have a matchup with Geffen Academy, 9-5-2, who basically shared the Coastal League title this season, and they'll play on Wednesday. So Go team, go! That's the best I can say, since there's so many schools there that are giving us great information there. Great team sports, I tell you, I love it.
Nice. Okay, now girls water polo here in Santa Barbara. Guess what? San Marcos High School is led all the teams by being the Channel League champion, and they're going to be actually hosting this Thursday. So you want to go check that out if you've got some time. We also have DP Chargers will be swimming south, as they say. They're going to be going to El Segundo. They play Wednesday. Their match is Wednesday, 5 p.m. Santa Barbara Dons will also head south. Harvard Westlake they're playing. That starts Wednesday also at 5 p.m. with Lady Warriors in Carpinteria. They'll face the winner of the Santiago and Beaumont on Thursday. Kate's school made the top seed in D6 Tri-Valley League. The Lady Rams will host either El Modena or Bell Gardens, February 7th, 5 p.m. Woo! Back at you, Dr. D.
Well, the Santa Barbara Royals ice hockey team. I love the fact they're playing ice hockey here on the South Coast. Basically, they wrap up the regular season with a 7-1 win over the West Ranch Wildcats on Friday. And the Royals, 10-6, celebrate senior night, honoring Colin Bauman, Tomo Hakawaka, and Telicio Zeramono. And again, my apologies if I mispronounced your names. All due respect to you guys playing hockey. And after the West Ranch broke the scoring, the tie with a goal, 4 minutes into the game, Santa Barbara dominated from there on. Congratulations to Santa Barbara High. Erica?
Woo! Nice. Put them together. We got a minute left. Listen, I want to give a hands out and lots of love to Huntsville, Alabama. You know why, Dr. D?
Why?
Because the last 7 days, they've listened to Teen Sports Radio, the absolute most. Also want to say thanks to Dr. Yani and Dr. May. And listen, check out the lighting. We had a really good show on sleep. Lighting has been huge in this house. We've got the lights that turn different colors right on the phone. Check them out there at Home Depot. God bless. See you next week.
I'm unstoppable. I'm a pusher with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single